imagery of the sound being like rain. You hear that sound and that reminds a reader of rain. And last thing is enjouement, which is where these lines are broken up so the sentence goes into the second line, and that gives a sense of brokenness. So we can see that imagery and the importance of the red wheelbarrow, and we can see that there's almost a sense of brokenness with the enjouement. So can I get Maria? Maria, what do you think, now that we've looked at it a bit more in depth with all these things, what do you think it means?
What in particular? What is your question?
So, Sean and Ed gave a response in what they think the meaning of the poem is. What do you think the meaning of the poem is now? Do you think that there's any difference?
I think that they were along the right path.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, they were. Yeah. What do you think, CJ?
I think it's boring.
Boring? Yes.
Yep.
Okay, that's interesting. But do you have any, like when I read this poem to you, how do you think it made you feel?
Like an old person.
Like an old person? Is there any reason
Yep.
for it making you feel like an old person?
Because he uses wheelbarrows and has chickens. Old people.
Yeah. So where do you think that this poem is set? The setting?
Probably on some farm where old people are.
Yep, on a farm. So you can see as we're looking further into the poem that we're discovering more about the setting, discovering more about what's going on. Thank you, CJ. How about you, Kevin? What do you think?
I think the same thing everybody else said.
Yeah? Do you want to
Yes.
put it in your own words, summarize?
Old people too. I mean, CJ said it. I don't need to say it again.
Yeah. So what do you think why do you think the red wheelbarrow is important?
Because, it says so much depends on it, like the first line. Like they use it a lot. So, they're going to put you to work if that's your grandparents.
Yeah. That's very good. Very, very interesting. So, so anyone just want to summarize what you think the mood, so we've established that this is at a farm, anyone want to summarize what they think the mood at the farm is?
I thought I just said it. It's like old.
Yeah, old. So
They're going to put you to work.
yeah. So what do you think, Kevin, when you hear of rain? Does it make you happy, sad, old?
Not if you got to work after that. That wheelbarrow going to get stuck, and you're going to be the one pushing it.
Yeah. So that's true. If it was raining, there would be a lot of issues with moving the wheelbarrow. Yeah. So there's definitely this.
See my grandma telling me to go out there and move that wheelbarrow because I'm a man. You know how she talks. You a man, go out there and do some work.
Yeah, okay. So we can definitely see that there is, it would be difficult. We've established that there's brokenness with the enjouement, and then the rain would make it hard to push the wheelbarrow. So yeah, there's definitely a lot more to this. And yeah, so do you think the wheelbarrow, if the wheelbarrow was a thinking person, what do you think the wheelbarrow would think, and how do you think it would feel? Hands? Yep, Sean, how do you think it would feel?
Yeah, I think the wheelbarrow would feel like, it's doing a good job in the farm, and that it's tough, but it's going to do its job.
Yeah. Okay.
About 2 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to conclude the class now. So you can see that when I first asked what you guys think about the red wheelbarrow, you thought, yep, it's a red wheelbarrow. You noticed that there was some imagery and that the wheelbarrow seemed important because the whole poem is talking about it. But as we talked about it more, you started to see that the wheelbarrow might have feelings and that it's in a certain setting, and the rain also gives a certain mood to the farm. So yeah, so as you can see, that. Why do you guys think that this is important to read into it closer?
So you might not miss the story in the story.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so someone's written this poem and it's there to portray a certain meaning. So basically this class was to just show you that there's definitely an importance of looking further into it and reading further into it, thinking about setting, thinking about imagery like you guys talked about. Okay, so thank you for listening and I hope you have a good day. Pause class.